The palace always looks completely different from the Mac as the president arrives. And a gun salute is fired by the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery.
Today, the President of the United States has taken the extraordinary step of rebuking the Prime Minister publicly, saying he took far too long to grant access. We are told that this dither and delay is because of concerns over international law, but I am afraid that explanation simply does not hold. International law didn't prevent our allies from clearly and unequivocally stating whose side they were on. You don't need international law to say whose side you're on.
התמונות האלה מביאפרה היו אלה שזעזעו את המצפון של העולם בשנות ה-60. אך העולם המשיך לשתוק והמצור נמשך עד לכניעתם. מאז ועד היום המספרים הם בלתי נתפסים. הנתונים שבידינו מצביעים על כך שמאז סיום המלחמה ההיא ועד ימינו נרצחו כ2.5 מיליון בני אדם מבני הביאפרה.
The US are now telling the British government that it's our time you pay back the reparation to the Biafrans, and this has caused wide jubilation in the southeastern part of Nigeria because the US now are fully backing Biafra referendum, and at the same time the Conservative Party leader in UK, Kemi Badenoch, has finally come out to say that that it's our time the UK do the needful by allowing Biafra go and paying back Biafra reparation. She's supporting the US Congress on this. She's not shy that the UK are, in serious panic as regards paying back the 6 trillion naira that the former US mayor Mike Ano talked about. What's your take as regards this?
Kemi Badenoch is very blunt when it comes to what her convictions. The leader of Conservative Party was voted in 2015. She happens to be the first black woman to lead that party in UK. A very blunt, intelligent woman who seems to be one of the major critics and opposition figure to the present Prime Minister of United Kingdom, Keir Starmer. Today, to the surprise of the whole world, Keir Badenoch came out and told the whole world that he has been on the background for a very long time about these indigenous people of Biafra. And it is high time that they should not deny as if they do not have the record of what happened on how Biafra came about. That the British government has already projected, that's a leaked secret of what's supposed to happen in 2014. That why are they still keeping silent? That the question of £6 trillion compensation should be paid and not to stop Biafra in any way. I am talking about the potential Prime Minister of UK, Kemi Badenoch, who has, from the report we are getting, actually denied being a Nigerian because he said Nigeria is not qualified to be a nation. And this has triggered a kind of face-off between him, her, and Keir Starmer. The recent one, I'm just giving you a background so that you'll be able to have a clear picture of what this lady is all about. They call Kemi Badenoch, who won the Conservative Party leadership in 2015 in United Kingdom. Today, she is massively backing Biafra. There are two people like that in United Kingdom who are also Biafra lobbyists. But I want to keep their other identity, low until further notice. But he has told the United States of America, Donald Trump, not to be in line and to mount pressure that the UK government should go ahead and do the needful. And what is the needful? Paying compensation and granting their support for the liberation and recognition of Biafra, that she has already done her own part by coming out clearly that the UK government, the Prince Charles, should do the needful before visiting United States of America. And we know that what King Charles is going to United States of America to do. But I can tell you that he's going to meet the biggest and the most resistible opposition among the congressmen. He's not going there. His plan will not succeed. If he's going there to stop Donald Trump from recognizing Biafra, okay, the Atamites, they go chop up. They will chop King Charles in America. They tell you. The congressmen are not joking over the Biafran issue, because that is the reality on ground.
Why is it after Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited, the king himself? It was after 2 days after he came out to declare that he will be meeting the Congress, because according to the report, the US Congress has now serious as regards Biafra freedom. So the king now, Tinubu is telling the king, you are the only one that can, try to calm things down with the US Congress as regards division of Nigeria.
And that was why they placed that tag on the prince. You must pay Biafrans £6 trillion to start with.
The biggest
in the history, the biggest in the whole world, in the history of the world. Biafra is demanding, is qualified. That is compensation of the conspiracy theory that played out. I mentioned it right from 1943, 53, and 1967. To date, they must pay. And that payment, they will not stop world leaders from recognizing Biafra, but it will serve as a detriment to other people who are also might want to compromise. Look at what the United States of America is doing today. They will have looked the other side while Iran actually got nukes, nuclear weapons to destroy the whole world. Let me give you an instance now. Iran has 450 uranium, that's about 60%, that can give them 11 pieces of nuclear warhead. And imagine if America have looked the other way around, just like what the British did against the Biafrans in 1967. Imagine what would have happened. And that is why the US Congress is saying that they must pay that money, and him coming to America, he will not come and convince anybody. Nobody will listen to King Charles. Not to American Congress not to recognize Biafra. And that is the reason why this game was actually played on the ground when the Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited Wisdom Palace, where they have a closed-door meeting, drink and tear and sign contract only for Lagosians and Lagos people. So
the contract will not favor the Biafrans.
There's no Biafran. That contract, there's nothing that has to do with the Easterners.
So the marginalization continues.
The agenda continues, even while we are still. It is becoming very clear. But thank God for Kevin Baddock now that said, I am supporting Biafra, and Biafra is the only nation that the world is considering of recognition, and that the UK must pay that take-off fund. That's 6 trillion pounds. 6 trillion pounds. A take-off, a kick-off for the Biafran nation. So you see what is playing on, and since then you can watch very carefully. Kesama has been silent and cold because he understands when the American Congress, when the US president himself, when the Israeli government themselves, Knesset themselves have taken position. Look at what is happening. It's a disgrace to UK today that they never get involved on the issue of Strait of Hormuz. They never get involved on the issue that has to do with the crisis, even though that America has been using NATO to protect the entire Europe. Do you know what Donald Trump called United Kingdom? He said they are a stupid country. It's just to tell you that that is all what we need. That the U.S. Congress, congratulations to the congressmen of the United States of America. Congratulations to, please, nobody should listen to Isreali-P. We don't know where he's coming from. Congratulations to Dr. Sam Black-Brown for his support and for making it very clearly to U.S. government. He's a man of many parts, a former governor of Kansas, an ambassador, a U.S. envoy, made it very clearly that it is time, instead of going into violence and conflict resolution, breakup of Nigeria, that they should allow Biafra to go peacefully, because the world will definitely back Biafra if there is any form of conflict anywhere. The United States government should recognize that, and that is what the man is saying. So at this point now, it has become very clear that we have two powerful nations on standby. So the UK cannot do anything, and he cannot be able to tell the congressmen of what is going to happen. And remember, they've already voted for America to take the decision anyhow in Nigeria. They voted before America was able to send that attack that landed in Sokoto. But those just to tell you that it has become something that now that the leader of Conservative Party in UK has backed Biafra fully and insisting that UK must pay the compensation to Biafrans.
Okay, but what we've seen, the federal government are now ready. They said Anyoman State in any moment from now will be ready, and that the Igbo should be happy. But the Igbos, from what we are getting information from fact and everything on social media and everywhere, they said they are not interested in any Anyoman State. All they want now is give us our nation. We are tired of one Nigeria.
You can see the jubilation in the north. They are already saying, create more states in the Biafra land to stop Biafra. Give them 10 more states to stop Biafra. And these are the game they are actually playing. We don't know which one is Apabio and which one is that belongs to Nene Nwoko. We don't know the one that is belong to Ojisokalo. We don't know the one that is belong to Tinubu. We don't know the one that actually belongs to Southern Sokoto. You can see how they scattered everything. You know, this one is saying no. Anyoma is for the people of South. It's not for the people of Southeast. The one for the people of Southeast is Anim State. Okay, you can see the level of corruption. All these things are confusion, because they are seeing the reality on ground that the coming of Biafra is very close, and the only thing they can do, you know, is to instigate crisis to stop a possible referendum. That's why they are doing all these things. In case there is a referendum in Biafra land, then it will run along all these crises of ethnic identity. But I can tell you, the Igbo is Igbo. There's no Eka Igbo. There's no Delta Igbo. There's no Popo Igbo. There's no Kalabari Igbo. There's no Ijo. Igbo is Igbo everywhere. Igbo is a tribe. Anywhere you find yourself, as long as you are Igbo, you are a tribe. Nigeria has caused a lot of confusion to themselves. Why is it that when you talk about the so-called identity crisis, they only focus on the eastern part of the country? You see somebody, he said, no, I'm not Igbo, I'm not Igbo. You see, it's quite unfortunate. But you can see the investigation is still ongoing. You meet somebody in Bayelsa who is an Igbo man, indigenous. So I'm not saying he came, indigenous people. You go to Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom too, their own not even too much. In Calabar own is not even too much. But you see this River State, Delta, and Bayelsa. Can they make up a nation? All of them they are making noise. Can they be able to qualify as a nation? Can they just qualify as a nation? And I can tell you that 70% of people there who are saying they are doing this and that, or go and check out their foundations where they came from. That's what the Bible says. Time and season happen to them all. Even Benin is an Igbo kingdom. Benin, because the culture of the Benin runs on 4 market days. Eke Ori Afo. You can see traces of Igbo language in Benin language. But they will come out and tell you. But in other zones, in other regions, there's no identity crisis. Why is it happening? The people from the south, east, north are invading the south. The south are not invading the north. What is it actually? And that is what is triggering what is actually happening today. Remember, this Bola Tinubu, who is the president today, once told the whole world that he does not believe in one Nigeria. But look at what is happening today. The only person that dictated, that saw these things happening, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the same person that said he did not believe in one Nigeria, he sentenced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. And that is why we are telling the lawmaker, Ralimo, stop what you are doing. I am telling you, Ralimo, I've written to him officially. Stop this cohabiting agenda. It is not going to work. You state police, it is not going to work. It's a classical agenda of jihad that's happening in Nigeria. Nigerian government is jihad government. The constitution of Nigeria is Sharia based. You can never see anything Christian there in the constitution. Christianity was not even mentioned. And you can see they are coming. Every day they are advancing. And I've given instances of countries that actually behave like Nigeria. They fell under Islamic law and rule till today. Britain is on the run. They are finding a way to escape it. But look at it now. It is only United States of America that, as I yet today, New York has expelled anything that has to do with mosque, Islam, and Sharia, or gathering of these people anywhere in New York. Because that is what Ralimo is projecting. Whatever they have given you, I'm not saying they have given you anything, but yeah, Ralimo, don't come to Nigeria again, no. Please, stay where you are. If you fail to do the needful.
Are you saying you have been compromised?
Well, do you listen to McConnell? Did you listen to him very well? Do you understand what he's talking about? Huh? Why are we seeing a sudden change of narrative? You that came and physically went to where the whole thing happened, and you are coming back to talk about state police. At the same time, the Nigerian government is talking about state police. Is that means you people had a kind of agreement? Talk state police, later I go say talk state police. Why is America, don't they have state police in America? Why are they attacking America, even with the president of state police? With all the structures that Israeli government put in place and allowed Hamas to be part of them. Look at it today. Israel is battling the same mistake that Ralimo wants us to make in Nigeria. So I celebrate Kemi Badenoch for that position, the leader of Conservative Party in UK, for backing and supporting the Biafra struggle. I also want to use this opportunity to tell the Congressmen that they should lay proper ambush for King Charles that is coming to visit Donald Trump in White House. There will be no change of narrative. If America fails to do the needful, the Israeli government will do the same thing, just like the way they did in Somaliland.